So how's it going?
Going real well.
Right?
Yeah, things in life are pretty good,
Uh-huh.
just personally I did a my wife and I did a ton of renovations to our home.
Right.
It was the home that I grew up in.
Wow.
And After my mom passed, we took it over and we redid the whole house from top to bottom, inside out,
Right.
everything. And we added an addition, a master bath. The house is in a great neighborhood, and it had really good bones.
Right. Yeah.
So, it was built in 1964, and we wanted to keep it. So,
Right. Yeah.
we had to modernize it though, because my mom, being the old stubborn Italian woman that she was,
Uh-huh.
never would want anything done to the house. It had to stay the way it is. But
Right.
so that and everything with I'm very happy with the response from the new House of Lords album, Full Tilt Overdrive. That seems to be uh, getting great response. And Frontiers actually says that it's the best one we've ever done since I joined the band,
Right.
anyway, in 2005.
Cool. 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 Yeah. Having
Yeah.
a house is a little bit stressful. Like we had a plumber here um 3 times in 2 weeks. You know,
Yeah.
first it was a pipe under the sink, then it's a clog, and then we needed a new faucet. That was $500 right there. Shot. You know.
It's I can't even begin to tell you the amount of money that we spent. I mean, we even redid the stone wall in the driveway, the walkway going up. So there's everything was done. New lighting down the pathway. All this. We sunk a good hunk into it, but we don't intend to leave. We
Right.
wanted to make it our home, and my thought on this whole thing is, I'm getting older,
Mhm.
and I wanted to do it all at once instead
Right.
of like doing something this year, something next year. I mean, it's sad to say when you have so many friends of yours that, musician friends, people you work with that are passing away
Right.
unexpectedly and way too soon. It makes you think of a lot of things.
True. 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 So let's get to the House of Lords. Full took overdrive. Um, I had an interview with James just a couple of weeks ago, and one of the questions I asked him, I go, "Have you ever seen Jimmy without wearing black?"
I
And
don't,
he goes, "No, never, never."
I
Right?
just, I got to tell you, I don't own anything but black.
Right.
Um, if you, matter of fact, I'll tell you something really funny. I'm doing laundry upstairs,
Uh-huh.
and if you look inside the drum when I put the laundry in, you can't see what's in there because it's all black. And if you open my closet, every shirt, every pair of pants, every sport coat, everything is
Right.
black right down the line.
Right. Yeah. 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 That's my
But I
favorite
don't want
color
people
too.
to think I'm wearing the same thing every day. It's not. It's just I own ton of
Right.
black stuff.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, black's my favorite color too. So like you know, I enjoy.
That started years ago. I have to tell you, um, my love for the black clothes. It all started with Richie Blackmore back in
Uh-huh.
my early Deep Purple days. When I first time I went to see Deep Purple back in I think it was 73 or 74. I saw them before Ian Gillan and Roger had left the band
Right.
the first time. So I saw them, before the Burn album and everything.
Right.
And I remember Richie being all in black with this. Um, he was using a wood grain and a wood ash, natural ash Stratocaster that night,
Uh-huh.
and it just looked so good. Everything against the black that he was, really stood out. And from that point on, it was, black everything for me. That's why, I'll always wear black on stage, and usually all my guitars are white. Usually,
Right.
I like the contrast. It makes it stand out that much more.
Yeah. I just saw a picture of you and you had a guitar. It was kind of like sparkly and like
Yeah, it's
that was cool.
that is the same company. I have being left-handed is a nightmare. I can't even tell you. I have Gibsons, I have Fenders, but when I got asked to join Autograph, I had to go back to using a guitar with a Floyd Rose tremolo on it. And I only had one left from my Kramer endorsement. When I was back in the 80s, when I was endorsed by Kramer, I had like 15 guitar. I don't even know how my life ended up without all those guitars, but I managed to hang on to the one Kramer that I used when I came in second for Ozzy, and the one that I played with Geezer in a band with Geezer Butler, and the same guitar that's in the Joan Jett, Michael J. Fox movie.
Cool.
So I have that one Kramer guitar still, but that was the only one I had with a Floyd Rose on it. So I had to get a couple other things. So I have a couple of Charvels, but these guitars right here, hold on, I'll show you. I got it right here.
Yeah, that's the one I saw. Yeah.
These guitars are custom made by a company called PVX. They're out of North Carolina. I actually designed this body.
Wow.
And the way that we set the neck in and everything, he had a whole different design for his guitars. Originally, like a lot of his guitars were very similar to Paul Reed Smith guitars. Very beautiful, nice wood top finishes. And, I get a hold of him and he wants to build me a guitar. And I go, well, I don't like fancy top,
Right.
because a lot of those guys, they're very proud when they make a guitar with that nice flame top,
Right.
But I said, no, I just want a plain old white guitar,
Yeah.
So he ended up doing that. And then he had this different neck joint design that he had. And I said, you know what? I think you'll find that it's easier to come up with a bolt-on neck design. So, I mean, this guy, has been building guitars for a while and selling them. And he actually sat with me and I helped him, redesign his whole company, because then after he was reluctant to do it with the bolt-on necks. And then when he found out, after he did the first one, he was going, wow, this is better. So, I helped him do something,
Cool. Now, in 82, when you were in joined forces, did you ever think your career would extend this long and longevity, and how great you're doing?
Well, honestly, Brian, I'm just stubborn. I love music more than anything in the world. I love playing guitar more than anything in the world. I still practice hours and hours a day. I'm still learning things. I'm just one of those guys. I never took playing guitar for granted. But I'm always looking to get ahead. I'm always looking to go further in my career. So I guess I have that drive.
Right.
But I don't know if I would have had it if everything had just stopped at the joint forces thing. Like, even though we managed to, become a very, very big band in the Connecticut or East Coast area, and, get the thing with Michael J. Fox, even doing the tour with Joan Jett.
Right.
If something hadn't happened off of that, I'm not sure how much I would have stayed in it. But honestly, I never learned anything else other than playing guitar. Not that I wouldn't have been able to back then at an early age, but I was focused on being as best as I could on the guitar. When I first came out on the scene back in the early 80s, there wasn't many guitar players doing the thing called shred guitar. That term hadn't even come up yet, that name. So I built up a really good reputation for myself because I was playing that style, and not many people were doing that. And if you listen to interviews with people that are, famous shredders like Chris Impellitteri, who's, really, really well known as, that type of player, he says it right all the time that I was his main influence.
Wow.
Because,
Cool.
he was a Connecticut guy originally. And I remember hanging out with Chris, and when I first met him, he was more of a rock player, kind of along the Randy Rhoads style
Right.
of playing. And then he saw me play, and I changed the guy's life. That's what he
Wow.
said.
Cool.
Yeah, he wanted to become the fastest guitar player in the world after he saw me play. That was
Right.
his
Yeah.
goal.
Wow. That's impressive. That's
Yeah,
really cool.
yeah.
Getting
I mean, even players like Tony McAlpine have mentioned me. All these cats are from. A lot of them are from around here,
right.
originally Massachusetts, whatever. But I was playing everywhere back then, so I guess it's nice to have been influenced to many people. I mean, not just those people, but I've heard that from many others that I've influenced their playing style and everything. So that's really good. I'm proud of
Cool.
that.
Cool. Cool.
But like we said, towards the end of Joint Forces, um, all of a sudden that Ozzy thing came to my opportunity, came up to me because I had a full endorsement with Kramer. They're the ones that set that up. So that kind of like, even though I came in second for that, I ended up going, ended up giving me the working with Geezer Butler.
Right.
So, I mean, that kind of like set my motion going where, oh, geez, something good might be coming out of all this. So it just kind of kept me going in that way.
Right. Yeah. Cool. Is there any new guitar players that impress you?
Oh, well, there's so many. I got to tell you, I can't even look at Instagram or YouTube or any of that stuff anymore because they're all incredible. I mean, I see the youngest kids in the world, under 10 or just, playing guitar better than I could play. There's this little Asian girl playing, shredding way better than I could play guitar. I mean, I don't even get it. I don't know. I want to know what's in the water over there. I don't know how they do it. They're
Yeah.
amazing musicians. I see the piano players, drummers. The kids are blowing me away.
Right.
I see there's this one video of this sorry, this kid drummer, and he's so good and so aggressive on the drums. I mean, he can barely sit behind the kit. And
Right.
he's just like, it's like I watch him and it's scary to see the talent that these young musicians have.
Right.
But, it's like, I'm happy and when I see it, but I get very depressed and at the same time, and I'll tell you why. It's not depressed, but I guess it's envious.
Uh-huh.
Like when I was learning how to play guitar, none of that was offered to me.
Right.
There was no such thing as YouTube. There was no such thing as the internet, not even computers. They weren't around when I was, learning how to play guitar.
Uh-huh.
I had a record player.
Uh-huh.
And if I wanted to learn a solo by Richie Blackmore or try to figure out, I had to keep taking the needle and going back and forth on that record. Or I even had a record player that had speed 16 on it. So I would go from 33 down to 16 to hear if I can make out what the lick was. That was it.
Right. Yeah.
That was it. And then finally, a cassettes. Oh, that's okay. Now I don't have to worry about wrecking my record. I could go back and forth with the tape, boom, 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 like that with the cassette machine.
Right.
But so do I wish I had that technology at my fingertips back then? Because honestly, that's why all these young guitar players are as good as they are. I'm not saying they don't have talent, but they have a lot more accessible to them.
Right. Yeah. Wow. Cool. 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 Now, going back to House Lords again, when I did the interview with James, he was mentioned, I asked him about touring over in Europe, and he said he does want to tour once he's a little better and a little
Yeah.
stronger. So what happens to all the other bands you're in when you leave for Europe or whenever?
Well, look I can't, we haven't gone over to Europe since I think 2018 or 17. And I know we've talked several times. I can't keep I can't put my life on hold with what ifs.
Right.
I mean, if we are going to go and I see a tour is booked for House of Lords, keep in mind though, when we go, it's not like I'm over there for 3 months.
Right.
I mean, we might go over for a month,
Right.
4 weeks and hit everything. Um, and that will be okay with any of the other things that are going on. Now that all the lawsuit stuff, everything got settled with Autograph. Now we could go. We could continue playing. We just added the word "beyond" at
Right.
the end of our name, which is the name of our album. Matter of fact, I came up with that name,
Uh-huh.
and that was really good. Really sad about Autograph because that was Randy's last recording of his life, and
Right.
he
Yeah.
played so good on that record. He really, really did. I am very grateful. Um, a lot of people don't know that we had a deadline to finish the record. It was sometime in April,
Right.
the end of April, but we happened to finish it 2 weeks early. We were early with the record. So Randy handed in everything. He handed everything into Frontiers and everything. And like a week after he did that, he passed away unexpectedly.
Yeah.
So that was a real shame because he never even got to see the album get released or anything. And then, of course, all the drama and everything,
Yeah.
hit right after that. And, so that was a lot between, Simon, Mark, and Steve. They were the partners in the band at one point. So I wasn't really involved in that, but either way, it takes a lot out of you,
Oh, yeah.
even if you're not involved in it directly.
I'm sure. What about Maxx Explosion? Is that put to bed or is it still going?
I talk to BJ all the time with that. We would love to do Maxx Explosion again. Uh, and we could in between their docking dates and everything, but I'm not sure what Chris's thoughts are on it right now. He has something locally that he's doing that's not quite where Chris is in control totally
Right.
of his other project, Samurai Cab Company. Maxx Explosion, it was the three of us. So maybe he's enjoying just having total creative control right now of his other project, which is fine,
Right.
but Max is always there in case we need it.
Mhm.
Right now I'm loving my tribute band, and it's so weird to say that.
Right.
I
Yeah.
thought I'd never even be in something, but if I was going to do a tribute band, I wanted it to be something that I grew up on, loved, and we are doing the Deep Purple family tree. So that's why it's called Beyond Purple, because we do everything that branched off of Deep Purple. So we do Deep Purple with three different singers, Rod Evans, Ian Gillan, and Coverdale. So we'll cover some of those songs.
Uh-huh.
And then we go off in the rainbow, and then we'll cover Joe Lynn, Graham Bonnet,
Oh.
Ronnie Dio. So we cover that part of Rainbow. And
Right.
then we have a whole bunch of Whitesnake that we do. And of course, we have a large different, we have a lot of different people that come to our shows.
Right.
But the girls, the ladies, or whatever, however old they are, women, they
Yeah.
love Whitesnake.
Uh-huh.
So it's always good to play the Whitesnake stuff because it gets a huge reaction.
Right. Yeah.
I like playing the Whitesnake stuff too, even though I'm a Richie fan. I still do a lot of things on my own. But doing the Whitesnake stuff and copping some of the John Sykes stuff, he's just absolutely amazing.
Right.
You know,
Cool. 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 Um, Being a tribute band, is that financially good for you? Because I know around here the tribute bands place get packed.
yeah, that's all it is. It's the whole world has changed.
Right.
It's like I have friends that play in this tribute band out of they're out west.
Mhm.
They're called Hairball,
Mhm.
and Hairball is bigger than some national acts.
Right.
I had never seen him, even though I was friends with a couple of the guys. I played with one of them down in Nashville, and I see though when they play, it's always massive places, thousands of people. Well, they happen to come to the Connecticut area and play the Oakdale Theater. And the Oakdale Theater is where big national acts played. It was practically sold out when they played.
Right.
So, I mean, the whole world has changed like that. It's like, I feel bad for a lot of my, there's one of my good buddies is, very dedicated to his original band thing, wanting to do his own music and everything. And it's great, but it's just, nobody wants it. I mean, if I want to, I have a choice. I can play in a tribute band with some great guys. I love the musicians playing songs that I like, or I could be stubborn and just say I don't want to do that. I want to just do my own songs, and I won't work.
Right.
So it's like I'll have to wait and just keep writing albums for House of Lords and hoping that they go out on tour. And right now I'm waiting for summer dates to come in with autographs. So I don't even know what's going on anywhere, but all I do know is that I am working with Beyond Purple, keeping my chops up. That's what I want to do. I'd rather be out keeping my playing going like that, because honestly, when you're sitting at home practicing, it's way different.
Right. Yeah. Wow. Cool. Tell me a little bit about this December 31st show coming up.
Oh, my that just got booked. You're talking about New Year's Eve. Oh, nice. You're bringing that up. Yeah, I'm glad you're doing that. Well, that is going to be a great show. That's Physical Graffiti, who's been now. Physical Graffiti has our keyboard player, the keyboard player from Beyond Purple, has been in Physical Graffiti from the beginning. Now that band is one of the longest running tribute bands ever. They were doing a Led Zeppelin tribute back in the 80s.
Yeah.
In the mid 80s, before tribute bands were even a thought, really. And then Back in Black, now they're from Massachusetts, and I've known those guys all of my life. They're incredible. And they started back in 89. So here's two tribute bands that got this thing going way before the tribute thing even got popular. Right. So and it built and built and built. Now everybody's doing. So this is going to be we did this same show down at the Danbury Ice Arena in the arena thing that I put on with my buddy Jimi Galanti, who owned the Danbury Trashers hockey team and stuff. So I ended up becoming very good friends with him. We ended up putting on a show. We're doing some more shows there at the Danbury Ice Arena, and it went over great. So this is a great combination for New Year's Eve.
Cool. How was the Elvis show?
Oh, I love it. Sean Clush is the best. Sean is endorsed. He's one of the first artists ever to be endorsed by Graceland. I have a photo. I wish there was a way to send it to you. I mean, I could send it to you, but you wouldn't be able to post it up right now. Right. But it's an old photo that was taken of him and Priscilla together.
Wow.
And oh my God, you wouldn't believe sorry, how close he looks to Elvis. It's unbelievable. I've seen Sean so many times, and I became very, very good friends with him. We talk on the phone a lot. He'll call me when he's on the road. When he goes over to Europe, he's as big as Elvis over there. It's like he's, they roll out the red carpet for this guy, selling out theaters. And so he calls me on the road when, FaceTime. He FaceTimes me, when he's over there. It's funny, but he's been wanting to get together with me. And, he likes, he talks about doing something, a cross between like Bon Jovi and Garth Brooks, a country rock type thing. But I keep telling him, I go, Sean, why? I
Yeah.
go, you're the biggest Elvis tribute artist there is. I said, don't, you don't want to do that. I don't know if you, Sean Clush was on David Letterman years and years ago.
Right.
And you would have to look it up because it's scary, amazing what this guy is. So, yeah, all
Cool.
good.
Cool. Cool. So how's Mandy doing?
She's great. She's upstairs cooking. She's doing all kinds of stuff, getting ready. That woman cooks up a storm. She doesn't cook just for the event, just so
Right.
you
Yeah.
know. It's
Uh-huh.
not. It's not like she's making it. She's making enough for this person, this person, this person. It's like I'm feeding everybody here. That's great.
Cool. 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 Glad she's doing good. Uh,
Yeah.
she ain't taking one of them Swanson dinners out of the freezer, is she?
I found that picture, but that's a classic.
Yes,
The
it is.
Swanson. I mean, that was around when I was a kid.
Me
I
too.
mean, the TV dinner. I mean, I had
Yeah.
someone made a remark about the TV tray. I used to have
Right.
that little aluminum
That's
fold-up TV
yeah.
tray where you
Yeah.
bring it in, and
Yeah.
I mean,
After a while, that tray started bending.
yeah.
Like right. Yeah. Yeah. We're not getting any younger. Next month. I'll be 66.
Yeah, I'm 66 right now, and I'm gonna be 67, and we are celebrating my birthday. I have a birthday show all the time, but this year I'm very honored to say that it's going to be at Mohegan Sun
Whoa.
Casino, and we'll be in the Wolf Den on
Uh,
January 25th. Would be on Purple, and that's going to be my birthday show right there.
wow. That's excellent.
Yeah,
That's
I'm excited.
cool. 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 Um, do you still do the shred deck?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have my own TV show now. By the way, I have a cable. Uh, it's a public access TV show, but the studio is like you know a real heavy duty TV studio. I mean, big consoles, all kinds of real expensive cameras, a total green room, everything. So I did my first episode last week. I had BJ on as my first guest. They're going to be loading the first episode tonight on YouTube, I believe, at 7 o'clock. But once I get 5 shows all done and recorded under my belt, they're going to trim each one of them to about a half hour. Then they will be able to go on Cox Cable on the channel, so it'll be able to be on that as well. But I mean, it's a real TV thing. I enjoy doing the interviews.
Uh-huh.
And it seems I have a decent gift for it, because especially if if I have you on the
Right.
show, we would talk about, I mean, it's so obvious, we talk about RockEyez, but we talk about all the artists you interviewed.
Right.
And you would go, well, who was the worst artist you ever had to interview, where you were having to pull answers from them or get
Right.
them to talk, because
Uh-huh.
I've talked to many, I've done many interviews, and I've had several times where people say that. They go, "Oh, I'm so glad you like to talk." He says, "You don't know what it's like to to interview somebody that just answers you in one word, and you're trying to
Right.
get more from them."
Right.
Do you know you were my first interview with
Yeah.
joining House of
Yes.
Lords? Do you
Yes.
remember
Yeah.
that? Do you
Yeah.
remember the nightmare that
Yeah.
was?
Yeah. That was something else.
Yeah. James told me I could do the interview. He had no idea, though, how big your website was. He thought it might be something littler.
Uh-huh.
And boy, did he ever catch hell for that, because I don't think the other guys knew there was a new House of Lords coming out.
I
And
remember
that
that.
caused yeah,
You
that
got in
caused a
touch with
big,
me and asked me, can I take it down?
you had to take it down, and then it got to be put up again. But I'll
Right.
never forget that. When
Yeah.
it came out, oh my God. The next morning, Robin Beck is calling me, "You got to get that." I go, "What do you mean?" I asked James, James is,
Yes, I do remember that. But
hey, look I did it. I asked permission. That's all that was my saving grace. So it was all on him.
right. Yeah. Wow. Wow. Is there anything else we missed that you'd like to talk about?
No, I love talking to you. So anytime you want to do an interview, it's great. It's
Cool,
always good.
cool, cool. Well, Jimmy, it was great talking to you, and I'm glad you're my friend. You know,
Yeah, I'm glad we've been friends all these years. Matter of fact, I just saw um, a couple photos that you took when House of Lords played in New Jersey. I just came
right?
across those.
Yeah.
Uh, and that guitar that's in that photos happens to be the one that I bring on the TV show with me because I have it doesn't have a Floyd Rose on it, so I could tune it to different tunings, whoever happens to be on the show.
Cool.
Because sometimes we do a little playing and stuff. So that was just coincidental that I came across that photo. But Brian, as always, it's great to talk with you.
Cool, cool. And what's the name of the show, the TV show?
It's called Beyond the Strings.
Cool. This way people could go check it out.
Yeah, and the first episode, like I said, with BJ they're supposed to send me a link today. It will be uploaded. I'm going to post it on my page, and it will be you'll be able to view it at 7 o'clock tonight.
Cool.
As long as everything is according to schedule, like they said yesterday.
Right, yeah. And this interview I'll have up in about an hour, so that at least people maybe tune in.
Yeah, that'd be great. I would love it. Absolutely.
Cool, cool. Would you like to say anything to the fans in conclusion?
Yes, I would. I just, I can't thank you enough for all the years that, whatever projects I'm involved with, you've always given me, tons of love, tons of support. I constantly get messages of, from, whether it's on Messenger or text message, phone calls, or emails. All of that means the world to me. And trust me, you've really filled my heart all these years with a lot of love. You really have. So thank you so much.
And thank you. Say hi to Mandy, and
I will.
I'll talk to you later.
All right. Talk to you. Take care, Bri.
Bye bye.